So when I saw this first email about this particular event, we got talent, and there were a few things I thought I could do. So stand-up was one of them, but I also thought I could do the hosting. One of the nice people here. But I realized that the people who host an event and the people who do stand-up, they are very different kind of personalities. Stand-up comedian always tells you the truth. The host of the event has to lie consistently. After every performance, the host has to come out and say, "What an amazing performance. I cannot find my brains because they were blown away by this performance." How many of you prefer air travel as a preferred mode of transportation? Most of us. So many people with personal jets, great. The problem with air travel that I see is that they always market themselves as the safest way of travel, right? Which may be true, but they are also the fastest. So if you have to go from Pune to Delhi, by flight takes 2 hours. If you go by the next competition, which is Indian Railway, takes about 30 hours. So they are 15 times faster. But they are not mentioning about speed. They are mentioning about safety. And that's my problem. Why do you have to mention my death as one of your metric while promoting your airline? Why do you have to say that if I am on board on this aircraft, I have more chances of arriving alive? Why not just focus on the speed? The other problem is aircraft essentially need software to run. We write software. And we know that there are software running in the production for last 10 years that have works, right? So after 10 years, we find out that there is a edge case scenario that we didn't consider for, and there is a bug now in the production. So what are the chances that the aircraft that you are in also has a bug? Right? There could be edge case scenario that at the certain altitude, when certain number of people are in the aircraft, when the paneer tikka sandwich is being sold for 2,000 rupees, non-pointer exception. The problem is you won't have enough time to raise a ticket. Let's say pilot raises a ticket, the developer of the aircraft software is just going to reject and say this is environment issue. So we are technologists, we like technology. The good thing with technology is it's very consistent, right? I hope we have a few architects and developers, right, and agree with me. Most of the technology is very consistent, its behavior, and a very good documentation, right? Let's take RESTful services as an example. Anybody here understand RESTful services? Okay, quite a few, right? So with RESTful services, you make a request, you get a 200 response. That means success, right? Yeah, I think even more people understand that I initially thought. You get a 400 response. That means bad request, right? There is some problem, but the problem is with the caller, right? That's what 400 is. You get 500 response, means wow. So the problem is with the server. So everybody, it's very consistent behavior and it's very easy to code around it. The problem happens when the technologies get married and they try to talk to their spouse. There is no response. You may have a very valid question, there is simply no response. And the no response itself is a kind of response. That you are supposed to understand and interpret and make certain corrective changes in your behavior. Uh, the other problem is there is no documentation around the your spouse behavior. Yeah, and if you mention about that, the behavior is inconsistent, they will deny that the whole event happened ever. So me and my wife were planning to go to Goa, and this was the kind of rush period, so we were not finding any good hotels. Um, so eventually we saw something available, but it was Oreo rooms. And I thought, as a married couple, we are overqualified to stay here. What if, what if they figure out that we are actually married and deny us the entry? When I was traveling in my car towards work today, I heard this ad on the radio. It was definitely an ad for the real estate developer, and there was this girl who was saying, "I just can't seem to find a good apartment in Pune." And some random guy comes and say, "I've got this apartment in Pune. It's close to highway, and it's amazing." And the girl's response, "Wow, amazing. Let's check it out. Let's go to your apartment and check it out." And I thought, for most of my bachelor life, I struggled a lot for the same kind of behavior from my girlfriend. So what I was missing was an apartment on the highway. So it seems for the girls, good looks, rich, apartment on the highway. So most of the organization have like planned leaves and sick leaves. Planned leaves, privilege leaves. The problem that I see here, planned leaves hardly require any planning. So you have to take a planned leave, maybe in December. You can put that in January itself, get it approved, and you're done. What kind of planning did it require? Nothing at all. The real planning is required when you take a sick leave. So you wake up on Monday morning and you realize you have a fever. So you check it yourself, right? So you put your hand on your neck and your forehead. As a human being, we are checking our own temperature when the whole body is supposed to have a fever. But we are confident, we are sick. So we send the message on the group chat, I'm not coming. You get a response, take care. Now this is the best day that you can have in your life. On a planned leave, a lot of things are planned. You are supposed to travel somewhere, you are supposed to take a flight, you are supposed to cook food, you are supposed to take care of your kid. The whole day was planned. Now suddenly, on the sick day, not a single thing is planned. The whole day just opens up. So before I joined City, I used to work for another bank. Very amazing people, great work culture. But then the one problem I had was they had very few fixed leaves. So only the state holidays were the fixed holidays. And the state holidays generally are dry days. So what I'm supposed to do on those holidays anyway? And there is no holidays on Diwali and all. Now I come to city and there are holidays on the days that I didn't even know that it's an event. There is a holiday on Parsi New Year. I think there should be guidebook from HR and tell you what I'm supposed to do on the Parsi New Year. Can I sleep through it, or I'm supposed to play carom, drink orange juice? What's supposed to happen? WhatsApp, I think, used to be a great messaging tool. But I think things were a little too easy. You just message somebody and you get a response. How boring. So somebody came up with the idea of adding the expressions. So now if you send somebody a message, they don't have to reply, they can just like the message. They say thumbs up. And I don't get the idea behind this. So one of my college friend was in the town and I pinged him, let's meet. And he thumbs up it. So I know he likes that I want to meet him. But I have no idea whether he wants to meet me or not. You guys have been great. My name is Prabhat Samaria. Thank you.